sense of vaccination vis-a-vis treatment, because I've realized that many of us, we think about doing treatment than vaccination. What I'm trying to air out, or what I'm trying to explain to you, is the only thing that is going to save us, that is going to help us make more money in farming than even how we have been long time ago. Because now we have diseases because we are in tropics. Our vegetation is too nice. The green is too much. Wherever you find a favorable environment, it is not only favoring the human beings, but as well as favoring even the bacteria and many infections. So we have an advantage that we have very good vegetation, very good grass, but we also have a disadvantage that we are highly affected by many diseases. This is my take, how we can approach this, or I want to correct you somewhere, because vaccinating an animal, like a goat, I told you many times that we vaccinate around 6 or 7 diseases. Those are some of the diseases we vaccinate: is PPR, we vaccinate pox, we vaccinate Clostridioides, CCPP, OF. We also vaccinate Brucella melitensis, just in case for goats. But each disease that we vaccinate is costing us around 500 shillings per animal. So if for a year we have vaccinated, let's say 6 diseases or 7, 6 times 500, that's around 3,000 per an animal. For your information, where we are here, we don't have any animal that has made a year. These are all animals below 3 months. You get it? So these have not eaten a lot of money. But losing it, you're losing around 3 millions, you're losing around 5 millions, you're losing around 500,000. You get it? So you people who wait for an epidemic to attack you, and then you think about treating an animal, there are many advantages of treatment, and there are very many disadvantages of treatment. First of all, it takes a lot of your money, as in buying the drugs, because some drugs are really very expensive. Let me give you an example. Those that have really gotten some issues with PPR, it's very deadly. I remember I told you about the clinical signs of PPR. An animal having flu have very strong nasal discharge and thick. It has diarrhea, it coughs, have recriminations or running of the eyes. Those are all clinical signs of PPR. So the moment you see that, you have to understand that you have PPR. But vaccinating that disease only needs 500 shillings per that animal per year. You get it? But treating that animal, we do what they call symptomatic treatment, whereby if I see flu, I look for the drug that can clear flu, or the drug that combines two: clearing of the lungs, clearing of the flu, and the one that stops diarrhea. That's why most of the time we use what they call Gentamox, because that it combines all of that. But remember, there is an inflammation. The moment you see flu coming up, just know the lungs have gotten what they call inflammation. So you also have to add an anti-inflammatory, which is dexamethasone. You get? Buying a bottle of Gentamox, it's equivalent to 50,000 Ugandan shillings. That's a lot of money. You people who are dealing in dollars, just do 50,000 divided by 3,680. That's the cost of $1 in our country. Then get your ration. But the chances of losing that goat is almost 50%. You might buy that drug and also lose it. But on top of that, sometimes even Gentamox can fail to clear the lungs, and you tune to another drug called tyrosine. That is all money. You're playing with alternatives, which is costing you money, which is costing you a risk, you get it, than spending 500 shillings. I think you can see, I've just given you an example of only one disease. Many have gotten even pox, inflammation of the whole skin. An animal having a lot of nasal discharges, having a lot of blisters all over the body, all over the mouth. Even if you check even the lungs and liver, it also had the pox on it. So those all goes with costs. So you take a risk of losing the animal, you take a risk of spending a lot of money buying the drugs, and you know you're not making business. So what is my take, you guys? I want you to really be very, very serious with what we call vaccination. That is what is saving us. Many of you people have gotten out of this business because you say goats die. But some of us who are into this, we can't complain that the animals die. Why? Because we understand what causes that mortality and how do we prevent that. My sincere application, let me even call it an application or request, or I'm even kneeling down. You people have business sense in your mind. The moment you think about of a goat, think about of doing vaccination. That comes a negative thing to those guys who start with very small number of goats. Take an example. If you have around 10, okay, and your farm is far away, because I always advise you that distance doesn't matter for us. Wherever you get less priced land, go and buy it. Don't wait and say, I have to buy land close to town. The moment you wait for buying land close to town, it is a trouble, because you're going to spend a lot of money buying the land. So I always advise you, take the land far away, buy the land far away, which is cheaper, but also have the number. Just take an example. If you are 700 kilometers from your farm and you really want to go every week and do the monitoring, how will you manage that? Because every time you go, you're consuming one goat. But if you have around 200 goats, you know, in that big distance, even if you go and you're consuming one goat, at the end of 6 months, you will have extra 200 goats. So, you know, this business is numbers as compared as well to the distance. But if you have started small, don't think about of profits in early stages. But that is getting you used to the environment, first of all, that farming, I do it this way as you plan to add in the animals. But don't say, I have few animals, I have them in a longer distance, I will not go because I'm going to consume all the goats. No, because some of you even spend more money in the bar that is more than even the fuel that takes you back home. You rather spend that money on the road than spending it in the bar, because when you go home, you're getting more other vision, you're getting more other pressure to make sure that you expand your project. So my dear, I wanted to give you that. Don't think of treating, think about a vaccination. The moment we have that in our mind that treatment is bad, vaccination is safer, we shall always be making business. So in this video, I wanted to emphasize the business sense between treatment and vaccination, because you have a chance of rescuing the animal and you have another chance of not rescuing it. But on top of that, you've already bought the drug. You get it? So why don't we go for vaccination? Why don't we spend 500 shillings than losing either 50,000 or 100,000 treating an animal, and then you finally lose it and you lose the 2 million. Like for us who have hybrid quality animals, those are some of the things that we are looking at. So you guys, let me just wish you the best. I just wanted to let you understand that. Let it go into your mind and think of that. That is going to help us one way or the other. You're helping me, I'm helping you, because I'm vaccinating and we are living in the same country. So if you decide to stay with a pool of diseases at your farm, you are creating more alarm to other farmers that are also doing the same. So if we do vaccination, I think basically that will help all of us. Let me just wish you the best, you guys, and bye-bye for now.